So my name is Ramesh,
My name is Tulsi Ramesh.
and our daughter's name is Gayantika. Now she is in first standard. Yeah. So she has been here now for the last 3 years. I think when I like to start primarily like how we decided on Tatva, because one of and I think I always say this to most parents also. When some parents say, "How is Tatva school?" I start off saying like it's important to more than the school. I ask them, what's your outcome in educating a child? Because many parents they can get a little shocked with the style of the school which is in Tatva, but that we found as very very compelling in fact. So we are looking for a school which is not unconventional, which focuses less on subjects and more on the child, overall development of the child, I would say. And that's how, in that journey of finding out which school will work best, we bumped into accidentally into Tatva.
Tatva.
So, yeah, so that's where I think I'd like to start off with. You have any thoughts?
Uh, First time actually I came, I had a lot of curiosity to know about school, how they teach, and all those things. And when we met Ramya ma'am here, and still I remember she started explaining every bit of information and every class what they're going to do, when they're going to add which subject, all the details. Still I remember this time only we came, spent more than an hour, she explained, and I felt actually beautifully naturally we can uh, uh, agreed, we liked it, and we came again once more to meet her and spend some time asking questions, and they she clarified very beautifully. Still I remember I really liked it so much, and impressed very well myself and my husband.
So, what's important for me is primarily I look at the ecology. So, for example, when you step into a school, and I'm going to be comparing just to give you the difference, like how people choose to welcome you, make you feel that you're one among them. That's what I experience in Tatva as compared to schools which would make you like you're just another one person in the queue as compared to being a part of the school. Like, so though when we came here for the first time we felt like at home. We were all of the same. We were able to share freely. They were answering questions, so there was a very very level playing field, I would say. So that's something which I found also, which I continue to. So if you happen to bump into the principal of the school, you might mistake him to be somebody else. The fact is, he's a principal. The same with most of the teachers. They're very relatable, very grounded, very accessible, and they have a support system. So it's like if I want my child to be looked after, I find that people in this particular school actually look after my child in such a way. When she comes back home, we feel that she adds value to whatever we are doing in life. So, yeah.
And Tatva actually educate parents and teach, and after that they actually give education to childrens, and that is something is beautiful when we understand and we are ready to send our children to Tatva, and they prepare child to live a happy life. I am really impressed.
So, yeah, and like I'm going to add to what Tulsi is saying. So, how do we build the bridge between what the school is teaching and at home? So, for example, I'm going to compare here again. So, when I grew up, I studied in a convent school, and at home. Okay, let's take example. There's a festival at home. We didn't connect to the festival at home because the school never taught us what the festival was all about. Whereas in Tatva, where I'm finding is, let's say, for example, as now Diwali is coming, right, or like Krishna Jayanti went on. So a lot of celebration is happening in the school, so that when the child comes home and when we celebrate Vinayagar Chaturthi or Krishna Jayanti or Christmas or anything, the child is able to connect to all those things. So in terms of values, what we follow at home and what the school teaches, I find there is a beautiful bridge where that's what I miss as as a growing child. When I used to come back and to school, when my father used to do something which was more of the festivals, I didn't connect to it because the school never taught me that. Whereas here, the child is able to access that particular part.
Tatva school teachers are very special, and they connect beautifully with children's, their nurturing and humbleness and all the equal to all children's, and they hug and they touch. The connection is really beautiful. My child is actually LKG UKG finished, now she is in first standard, and still she speaks about Kirtane ma'am. Even I missing her lot. Really love that teacher. And Guy also always says I'm missing Kirtana teacher. It's a very special people in our lives.
Talking about teachers, so for example, when we talk about a wholesome development of the child, that's available here for the child, I would say. So when we come for a, for example, for a for a parent teachers meeting, what we generally expected is finding out how the child is doing, what is she not good at, what she's good at, like a report card. But what we find surprisingly here is the focus is more on the child's habits. For example, what time the child wakes up, what time the child goes to bed, what time she has breakfast, how much time does she watches, what's her screen time, what kind of toys does she play, is it natural, okay, how about sweets, which the school discourages chocolate, so how about going organic, what are our eating habits, are they healthy? So in fact, when I'm thinking of, okay, here I'm thinking of, okay, my daughter is in this class and she's growing and this is what, but when I come here and meet a child, the teacher once in the parent meet, the perception changes because we go back to something basics. So the focus is on the overall development of the child rather than just the academic knowledge of the child. Academic is important, but at the same time, I look as parents, we want the overall development of the child. So that is a gift I find so far in our experience of supporting the child. Yeah.
Actually, this is funny. I sometimes I think my child is actually LKG, UKG. Still, she is not learning ABCD. But actually, I can see more than that. They prepare a child like a lifetime. Normally, theoretically, we learn and we study in a common normal schools, and we have to learn, relearn all those things by experiencing. But my daughter is knows what to do, how to cut vegetables, and she comes and helps me in kitchen also. Feels very very happy, and she understands whenever I am not feeling well also she comes and touches, and she asks what you want, I will take care, all those things. So I feel very nice actually.
Yeah, I think empowering the child, like not coming in the way of the child, allowing the child to learn on its own, allowing the child to find out what's good, what's bad. It's like, can we step out of the way and just observe them, watch them, support them the way they wish to be, and whatever they learn from that experience, good or bad, that's the best way of. And I think the school encourages, Tatva actually encourages that. So as parents, we can go on and on sharing because that's how we, in fact, we wanted a school something like that, a school which is organic, a school which will focus on the overall development of the child, not on history, geography, maths, and pass, fail, and all those kind of stuff. So maybe as the child grows, they might become necessary, but how can that be taught in a very natural way, where in a very practical way, in a very experiential way? So I find the school is always looking out. The school is on the edge. The teachers are on the edge in terms of saying how much of creativity they can bring in to support the the model of education itself.
They started community lunch. That was cool. And initially, I had a lot of questions in mind, and they started randomly. I also joined, and monthly once I cook for all childrens. That lots of happiness, and they have what to cook, what not to cook, all those things, healthy food. And I achieved as a mother. My daughter eats now all the vegetables, and you believe or not, she likes podalanga, all the vendaka, spice less இருக்கணும் அவ்வளவுதான். She says my favorite, my favorite. And biggest achievement for me that actually through this community lunch, and I'm really happy.
Yeah, as parents, I think getting a child to eat is one of the biggest thing. And whereas here, how when the community lunch gives them an opportunity where every child sits together and eat the same thing. So there's nothing. I think the word comparison doesn't exist here. Like, okay, you have brought this, I have brought this. No, but they all eat the same food. And I find the same is in the way the teachers support the child is supported in a non-comparative way. Every child is unique, right? And how do the teachers support the child as the child is? So like I said, every child is unique. So when she was in kg1 or kg2, we used to get this feedback that Gayantika used to be she would prefer to be out of the circle rather than be a part of the circle of the children's. Now what we are noticing is that she loves to be in the part of the circle. In fact, earlier she used to be independent. Even if there's a circle, there's something going on, she would like to stay out and do her own stuff. And the children were never stopped by the teachers. The teachers would always allow the child to do whatever they want to do. But now we found, so the word I would say, being a part of the team and doing things together, that is something which I found my daughter has learned naturally after coming here. So yeah, that's one more thing.
And one more thing, actually, our daughter Gayantika is very, very, very active, and is really controlling is really a very big challenge. Initially, slowly she is actually came down. She is actually sitting in one place and eating and speaking and listening. All those things changes after coming to Tatva school.